We've just had some more questions come in. This one's from John. John asks, from a pragmatic point of view, do you not think New Zealand reducing their carbon footprint is futile when the world's largest carbon emitter, China, is escalating its fossil fuel use, and other large polluters like the USA and Europe are only marginally dropping their carbon emissions? Great question, John. Thank you for asking it. Here's my answer. So first up, I will answer your question from a pragmatic point of view, but I'm going to start off from a moral point of view, and that is, morally, I feel we have a deep obligation to reduce our carbon emissions. We are, a country that's really well positioned to do that. If we chose to, it'd be very easy for us to do. And so I think that we have a really strong moral obligation. I mean, if everybody lived the way that New Zealanders live, we'd need 3 planet Earths, and we only have 1. And so I think morally it's unacceptable for us to keep going and thinking that it's okay for us to consume in that way. But you asked a pragmatic question, so I'm going to give you a pragmatic answer. Here's my perspective. First up on a pragmatic view is that if we don't tackle climate change as a world, as a planet, there is going to be collapse of society, and that collapse of society is going to bring about real problems. I mean, famine, war, death, and destruction. That's what's coming our way if we don't deal with this. So from a pragmatic point of view, it may not be a great chance, but our best chance of survival is for us to reduce our emissions to the degree that we know that will be needed. And once we do that, and we set the example, and then we pressure other countries to do the same. We show them the way, we show that it's possible. We're a small country, so we're a great little test case for showing how this can work, and we need to do it in a real way, which means downshift. Downshift in consumption, downshift in transportation, regenerative agricultural practices, all those good things we know are what's required. So we need absolute real, we can't just be externalizing our emissions by importing all these things from overseas where they are producing the emissions for us, and we're putting it onto China. We need a downshift. We need to absolutely get on top of this and show that there's a way to do it and look after your people at the same time. And then we gently pressure the other countries. I mean, Australia is one of the biggest coal exporters in the world, if not the biggest. We pressure them. We say, no, that's not good enough. You've got to get up with the play. And then we do the same with those other countries. And that may not sound like there's a great chance of doing that, but it's the best chance we've got. Because if we don't do it and we fail and things start to collapse, then we're in really big trouble. The other thing I'd like to say from a pragmatic point of view is that if we start to make these changes now, we become a lot more resilient as well. So that as the climate change does start to take effect, which we're seeing around us, and as the ecosystems start to collapse, which we can see all around us at the moment, we will become far more resilient to those things if we have a more biodiverse food supply, if we have got regenerative systems that are not relying on external factors like oil to be brought in, if we've got low energy use, so we're not reliant, if the wind stops blowing one day, hey, we're going to be okay, maybe we don't have as much energy that day, but we're using very little energy anyway, so it's okay. So the more we can bring these things in, the far more resilient we're going to be to those changes as they come. And so on every level, pragmatic and moral, this is the way to go. Thanks very much for your question. I hope that answered it. And stay tuned for more. Thanks. Bye.